All right, guys. I was gonna try to turn the lights up, but then you wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing. And honestly, the background on the TV is not important anyway. So the reason I'm making this video is because there's actually something wrong with the Welcome to the Pleasure Dome, the new SDE the new 5.1 release that just came out from the SDE Surround series. It's surround release number 50. See on the spine here, but yeah. So Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. We were at my buddy Jordan's up in Connecticut last weekend, listening to it on his quad system. Now we were thinking that maybe my buddy Kevin's an expert with this album. He knows his album inside and out. He's actually the one that got me into it. And he noticed a couple times that it sounds like there's something missing. And when we got to this track called Tag, it's like a filler track of sorts. It's kind of like a concept album deal if you guys aren't familiar with it. But the dialogue was 100% completely missing. And he thought that because we're mixing 5.1 down to quad, that maybe there's something wrong with the mix, or maybe for some reason the center channel is not getting mixed into the fronts. Well, I went as far as making a test track that night to prove that the center channels were getting mixed into the fronts, and they were. So I ruled that out. But that wasn't good enough for me. I had to take it a step further. Now, I have the 1984 CD press. The original pressing, OG. It's one of the best sounding CDs I've ever heard in my life. It sounds incredible. I actually have here, and I actually didn't know I had it. I got this in a box of vinyl records that I got years ago and never played it. But I didn't know it was until my buddy Kevin introduced me to it. So we're going to do the needle drop first to get that out of the way. And you'll see what I mean.
Come the most mystified state of feeling. No one can be quite sure if they
did for some reason.
Orgasms become the most mystified state of feeling. No one can be quite sure if they have it or not. Is it just ejaculation, or is it orgasm? Is it just involuntary pelvic contractions, or is one having orgasm?
All right, let's switch it over to CD. Come on. Not too soon. There you go. There you go. You can do it. Go right in the track, right to the right track.
Orgasms become the most mystified state of feeling. No one can be quite sure if they have it or not. Is it just ejaculation, or is it orgasm? Is it just involuntary pelvic contractions, or is one having orgasm?
Okay. So that settles that. You guys heard that crystal clear, right? No problems. Good. Now let's switch it over to the BluRay here. So we're going to start with, and this is where I'll move the camera up a little bit, just because it's going to be more important for you to see the TV screen. And now I'll turn the lights off. Although I would like to be able to see this oscilloscope too. So let me see if I can get the best of both worlds here for you. I think what we're going to do is just turn off the lights. The lights aren't going to be really that important here on out. Thank you, Dave. if you look at here, you can go, you see the 20, we'll start with the 1984 original stereo mix. Hit play album. And we are going to skip over to the track that we're looking for. On the CD, it's track 7. On the Blu-ray, it's track 6. It's 29 minutes and 14 seconds in.
Orgasm has become the most mystified state of feeling. No one can be quite sure if they have it or not. Is it just ejaculation or is it orgasm? Is it just involuntary pelvic contractions or is one having orgasm?
Okay. Normal, right? Nothing wrong. Now, we're going to go up to the 2025 mix, which is what we all bought this for. 5.1 to mix down the quad. I set the 5.1 mode first. As you can see, let's play the album. Now we're to play album. Now we're going to be listening quadraphonic now. Not that there's much to really hear because you'll see. Track 6. So as you can tell, all that dialogue and all those lyrics are missing. Holy shit. Alright, now we're going to go down to audio options again. Let's try the Dolby Atmos. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Maybe the Blu-ray player isn't mixing the center channel to the front like it's supposed to. So when you're down mixing, when you're playing 5.1 in quad, what you're doing is you're taking the center channel, because screw that center channel, I don't need it. I have a quad system, not a 5.1 system. The center channel usually only mixes vocals. I don't really like having a center channel. I like old school quad. So the Oppo player mixes it down automatically. So I was thinking at first, and we were all thinking like, okay, well, what if the down mix isn't working? You know, what if there's something wrong with the player? What if this disc isn't compatible? And I was thinking that too, but like I said, I had to dig more into it. But anyway, let's try the Dolby Atmos. Set the Dolby Atmos, go to play album. We're gonna skip right up to the right track. So that was a Dolby. You just heard the Dolby Atmos and the 5.1. All that dialogue is missing, and it is a very active mix. I know you guys can't tell because I'm filming on a phone and I'm filming in stereo, but trust me, there were some drums coming from behind. It was a very quaddy sounding mix, very surround, very immersive, but it's missing that dialogue. Now we're gonna go. We thought, okay, well maybe they screwed up the multi-channel mixes. So for shits and giggles, I took it a step further. And I went into the audio options and went to the stereo version of the 2025 mix. So close and play album. Track 6. See code tag. So not only is it missing from the 5.1 and Dolby Atmos mix, it's missing from the 2025 mixes, period, including the stereo. So my question is, what happened to that track? Now, there were a few other moments earlier on in the album that Kevin was like, I feel like this is missing something. We're all like, you know what? We're hearing it in quad for the first time. Maybe it's just, maybe we're just so immersed and so distracted by all the other, because dude, this mix is freaking amazing. And I'm not making this video to knock SDE. I fucking love SDE. Like, I'm saying, if anything, to see if maybe we can get a correction in the future or something like that, or maybe it was left out on purpose. Maybe somebody could answer that for me. But yeah, I think that's crazy. And I just got off the phone with my buddy Kevin right before I started filming this video, and he was actually the one that suggested to make this video. And he was saying that that we were simultaneously, he was up in Long Island on using his disc on his system, and he says, yeah, you know what, it's on the 84 mix, but the 2025 mix, it's missing in the stereo one too. So I don't know if there was like a multi-track missing or something like that, or what happened, but yeah, so he's right, there is some small dialogue here and there missing throughout the mix. And like I said, is it a catastrophic mistake? Not per se, but it's definitely noticeable to people that are familiar with the album. Now, people that are not familiar with Welcome to Pleasure Dome, of course they're not going to notice. Give me one second. But for the people that are familiar with Welcome to Pleasure Dome, well, it's going to be very obvious that there's something missing here. And I think it would be cool to get that corrected, you know, in the future. For maybe they could put out a corrected mix of it. I don't know, but in any event, it would be cool to have that problem fixed. Like I said, I spent a good amount of time making a test track. So I made a 5.1 test track just to verify that the player was mixing the center channel down to the fronts, and it was. I played other Super Audio CDs, other Blu-ray audios, other DVD audios, other multi-channel FLAC files, and they're all working perfectly except for this one. Well, here, it's not that the center channel is missing. It's that information is not even in the mix at all. So it had me thinking that there was something wrong with my friend's system that I hooked up. So we're testing this, testing that, going through everything for hours. And I came home when I left Connecticut and came back home. The first thing I did was fire up both of my quad systems and try it in both of my systems. And surely enough, both of my systems, same thing. So yeah, like I said, I'm not calling him out to be a dick. I'm just saying that it would be cool to have this, fixed at some point. And the guy that mixed it's the man. Like, he is the best. So, like I said, I know it's not. I know we're not dealing with morons here. We're dealing with highly skilled audio engineers. Is what we're dealing with. And like I said, I'm not mad per se. Like I said, anybody can make a mistake. I understand that. And if it was done intentionally, I would just like to know. I would just like to know why. But at the end of the day, I guess it is what it is. But yes, even so, I do recommend getting it, especially if you have a quad system or 5.1, because the surround mix is just incredible. If you don't have a surround system or a quad system, then I probably wouldn't bother, because you can get the CD, and this 1984 CD sounds just as good. I can't tell the difference between the 2-channel on this and the 2-channel on that, minus the fact that the 1984 one sounds identical to the CD, but the 2025 one is missing the dialogue, some of the dialogue. So anyway, that being said, that's all I got. Any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to drop a line and let me know what your experiences are. Maybe your disc is different, because I know this disc was delayed several times. I pre-ordered it back in, I think it was October, and I didn't get it till this month. So just like I said, I'm thinking they were having problems with the production as it was. Like I said, it's a big album. There's a lot going on. It's a long record. So like I said, the vinyl here is a double album. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Please, if you have any thoughts, comments, or concerns on the matter, I would definitely like to hear them. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your time, and let me know what your experiences are on the new Frankie Goes to Hollywood release, because I'm really curious to know if maybe it's only certain copies that are like that. Maybe they did fix it on some of the later presses. Maybe the first however many presses are screwed up, and the later ones they fixed it. I don't know. I'm curious. That's why I'm asking. So if you guys have this disc, please check it out for me and let me know what you think. If not, if you guys hear anything, keep me posted. Or maybe if you guys know anybody you could talk to get it corrected, great. Hopefully the right person will see this video. And if so, like I said, thank you for taking the time to hear me out. Peace out, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Rock on.